Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Marsh Lane. Michael Powell alongside Bob Chester and Mark Stillman as we bring you all of the coverage from this National League South clash on Bank Holiday Monday. And it is Ashby who gets underway. Oxford City, the long diagonal up to the left-hand side. It's met in the air by Eddie Jones. Ball looked like something missed cue clearance, but it drops away of Francois on the halfway line. Just a drive forward, plays out to the right-hand side to Fletcher. Forces him a little bit wide, but he keeps it in play. Then crosses in, and it's well dealt with by Matsuaka and heads it out for a Bath City throw. Launches it into the Oxford City area. It's half cleared by Fleet, still alive in the into the box. Gehring nods it back inside, and eventually Oxford City can look to clear. Then comes to Harley, who goes for a speculative effort from at least 35 yards out, and first shot of the game, not troubling the Oxford City keeper. Still goalless here at Marsh Lane. Has been an early goal elsewhere as a snapshot. It's comfortable for Ryan Clark. Davis on the left-hand side. So cutting field, plays a long diagonal out to Potter, who takes it in his stride, looks to cut inside here onto his left foot, strikes it across goal and narrowly past Ryan Clark's upright. As Harley elects, in fact, to go short with the free kick to Jones. He will deliver it in. It's going to break to Freer, 20 yards out with a shot, deflected, and deflects quite firmly and breaks to Bradbury, who plays it to Potter on the right-hand side. Chance move for Oxford City on the counter-attack. Looks to play it over the top for Bancroft, but there's way too much on that. Gehring, not the best ball forward, but now it does break to Harley in the centre circle. Plays it out to Freer on the Bath City left, 25 yards out, in a bit of space. Looks to take on Potter, which he does. Manages to dig across and looking for Cook, and he's completely miscued his header inside the, well, out 10 yards out. That was a big chance for Cody Cook in space, and a man who has 3 and 3 really should have done better. Carroll now onto Ashby on the halfway line. Tempo of this game starting to pick up as now back to Ashby. Looks to play it forward to Bancroft in a bit of space. Ball goes sliding in. It's the striker who got there first, and he couldn't quite get enough connection to trouble Ryan Clark. Went a yard wide. Batten and Gehring both up from the back. Whips it in. Here is Gehring arriving, and he heads it about a yard over the crossbar. And
that's the sort of thing we've been missing, but a really good header there from Ben Gehring.
In midfield, Harley making his first start of the season. First start since January. As Jones plays it over the top. One for Fletcher to give chase with Davis. He's got their first Fletcher now down the right wing in front of this band of City fans. Goes back to Smith. 20 yards out on the right-hand side. Smith gets an inviting ball. It's just too high for Cook, but Freer beats it! A lovely controlled finish from Elliot Freer's first goal from the cloud behind 3 or 4 yards out. Diverted it across to Zinski. Bath City have the lead. It's Oxford City 0, Bath City 1, 27 minutes.
And what a cross from Tom Smith. He had on the right, it came to him from Fletcher, and he thought to himself, well, can I just knock it in, or shall I just spend a moment and look up? And that's the difference. You don't just knock it in blind, you look up, and the ball went over Cody Cook's head to the back post, and there was Elliot Freer to push it into the past the goalkeeper, across the goalkeeper, into the far post, and that's the goal. That's the goal that Freer, I think, he needs, or all players need their first goal of the season. But what a cross from Tom Smith that made it, and also it was a superb finish. So City 1-0 up after 27 minutes.
Potter's got it down the right, he's kept it in play, skipped away from ball now, near the byline. Batten comes charging across, and handball against Batten on challenging Potter. Ashby chips it towards the 6-yard box. What a block from Clark, is followed into the back of the net. I think Bradbury got the final touch. Clark is screaming at the official, so is Fletcher leading the appeals. Whether they thought there was handball in there or something like that. It was a wicked delivery from Ashby. It's eventually been bundled in. And on 33 minutes, it's Oxford City 1, Bath City 1.
Dan Ball's having a word with the official, and it just seems that there's so many City players protesting about something.
Leans back against the hoarding, launches it, misses Batten in the air. Another appeal for handball. It's, well, I thought that came last off Davis and went behind for a corner, but the referee and assistant don't think so. It's behind for a goal kick.
I tend to agree. My first reaction was that was a corner, but it was not.
So a couple of decisions not gone Bath City's way at the moment, as Azari's ball forward is long, but Ball wins the header. Fletcher, among 3 Oxford City players, initially wins the ball, but now he's lost it to Carroll down the right-hand side. Harley gets in the way, and as does Ball. Both teams buzzing around one another. Good press as Bancroft's got it to Ashby. That looked like it had gone out. Ashby fires it across. Oh, it's gone in! Josh Ashby from a near improbable angle has somehow looped the ball over Ryan Clark. His incredible goal-scoring record against Powell City continues with the most extraordinary goal over on the right-hand side by the touchline on 45 minutes. Oxford City 2, Powell City 1.
I just wonder, it was hard to see because there's a stanchion in the way, whether there was a deflection then, because it was such an angle and so far out, and Ryan Clark just seemed to be totally wrong-footed. But it was, well, I was just stunned by the fact that I just thought that was a wayward cross. So and it ends up in the back of the net. So was it a deflection or not? I say hard to see, but the end of it is. Oxford City have got a goal and it's 2-1 as we are in injury time.
Yeah, all shades of Paul Randall against Northampton, but that was more of a hanging ball. Now it's Harmon near the edge of the box. Harmon with a low one, and this one's gone around 5 yards wide of Ryan Clark's left-hand post. 2 and a bit minutes of stoppage time gone as Cook's got it to Fletcher now. One last chance maybe for City is half. Fletcher inside the penalty area, still weaving away. Fletcher's received it back off Smith. Oh, good strong challenge though from Matsuzaka. Harley, clever ball in behind the Freer, and he scuffed ball across. It's well blocked from Azari. Well, it's all been going on, I'd say, since like the midway point to this first half. There's been plenty of openings for both teams. Powell City perhaps have this final one with a corner. Freer's going to take. More hanging one. Again, looking for Gehring. A good, strong header away that is. Smith with a high hanging ball back. Cook keeps it under control. No offside. Freer's still in space on the left-hand side. Receives it. Now got 2 Oxford City men trying to charge him down. Back to Cook. 20 yards out. Cook bends one. He's not quite got his angles right. It troubles the beer festival more than the goal. And in fact, that is the final action of this first half, which really came to life with 3 quick goals in the last 18 minutes or so of it. It was Elliot Freer who opened the scoring.
And it's Tom Smith who gets the second half underway. No changes for Bath City, or either side at the interval. Ball forward, Cook's bundled over. Coyle will take the throw in, goes down the line, flicks off Bancroft. Bath City appeal for it, but it will be a corner kick to the hosts for the second half.
Yeah, and their first corner. There's only been 3 corners so far in this game. 2 to City and now 1 to Bath City. And 1 now to Oxford City.
Ashby takes it quickly, short to Kyle. He crosses in from deep, battened as well into pressure. He's going to drop to Fleet on the edge of the box, deflected, and narrowly over the crossbar.
I must admit, I thought that was in, and the deflection meant it went just over.
Ashby will go longer this time into the centre. It's met by Matsuzaka, but over the Romans crossbar. Gehring meets the long ball forward, drops the way of Oxford City though, with Harmon on the left, looks to play it forward, he finds Bradbury straight inside the area, still with a lot of space. Excellent save by Clark, follow-up met by Ashby, that's blocked by Batten. Now out to Coyle on the right-hand side, danger from Oxford City is still there. Nice reverse ball into Ashby, his cross to the far post meets Harmon, he's miscued it back cross, goal, it's still alive, it's now Bancroft, still with Bancroft, and he's put it wide. Incredible 3 or 4 opportunities for Oxford City. They haven't been able to convert, and the lead is still just 1. I think the 2 strikers had the 2 big chances. In truth, it was Bradbury who had so much time. It was a good save by Clark. He stayed upright and alert, but put it straight at the keeper. As now Ashby is caught by Eddie Jones, and I think it could be a second booking in quick succession here. Former Oxford City man. He's going to quickly follow his captain into the notebook. Bradbury in a bit of space, but he's held up by a couple of Bath City players. Ball breaks out to the Oxford left. Harmon gets there first, goes down the pressure, but Oxford still have it, and then on the follow-up, Harmon is caught by Jones. The Oxford players trying to surround him. They want another card for the former Hoops man. Fleet to float it into the area, which he's going to do to the far side, looking for Matsuzaka. Gehring is there first. Bancroft will pick up the loose ball. Back to Coyle, now to Bancroft on the right-hand side. Drives in across, it's an excellent one, and it's turned in at the far post. There was a couple of touches in there. I think Matsuzaka got the final touch. Either way, Oxford City have their third, and in truth, the way they've started the second half, it's deserved. And it's the Japanese under-19 international with it.
Yeah, the ball came in from the right. It just went through a host of City players, and at the back post there was Mazako to put it in the back of the net from very, very close range.
As far as Coyle, then turned around the corner by Fleet. Bradbury is alert, picks up the loose ball. Back to Carroll midway inside his own half. He slightly stumbles, but then he's going to go for a long-range strike, and it's narrowly wide of Clark's post. out of play for an Oxford City throw-in. Get on with it quickly into Ashby. Back to Bancroft and into the box. He's going to go for a striker. It's comfortable for Clark to gather straight at the Bath City keeper.
Just over half an hour to go. It's one-way traffic.
Harman crosses in. It's Ashby with a run from deep. He chests it, does about keep in, jinks it across goal. The header is there, and it's a fourth for Oxford City. It's Bradbury who's turned it home. It was brilliant from Ashby. Oxford City absolutely flying, just about on the hour mark. It's Oxford City 4, Bath City 1, and the Hoops are putting on a display here.
Yeah, a ball comes across, looked a bit to go far. And Ashby heads it back across the goal, and Bradbury's just in the right place to plant a simple header from about 4 yards past Clark, giving him no chance.
Ball forward finds Cook on the halfway line. Now breaks to Fletcher. He's tripped from behind by Fleet. And I think he's going to be the third man in the referee's notebook this afternoon. Bath City substitution. Omar Holness coming on for Alex Fletcher. And ball goes long. Asari is there to meet it once again. And then Bradbury gets the better of Smith on the halfway line. Looks to play it to Harman on the Oxford City left. Jones going back with him. Well, it looks like he got the ball. The referee says otherwise, and that City's afternoon is going from bad to worse because Eddie Jones has a second yellow card. The Romans 4-1 down, and now down to 10 men.
Well, words found me on that one. Well, that is harsh to put it mildly. I mean, it was, well, I just don't know what we say about that one.
It wasn't forceful or anything. It wasn't 2 foot. It was controlled, and it just looked like a good challenge.
I totally agree with that.
As Harman will take the free kick regardless. It's crossed in and headed wide.
With 12 minutes remaining, it's Elliot Freer, the goal scorer, coming off, and Tom Richards is going to get a run out. Now Coyle, one over the top of Bancroft to give chase, a direct ball. He's going to get there though, Bancroft, near the byline. He needs support, and he shoots from an improbable angle. It's charged down from Clark, only as far as Ashby. Still Oxford press with Bradbury in the penalty area. Bradbury goes for a chip, and majestic effort from Bradbury. He tried to clinch his hat-trick. As Ball tries to play to Cook, but this time it's Azari's in, and Ball, I think, is going to pick up a yellow card on that occasion. I've got no real complaints about that.
I think the frustration of the game there got to Dan, and he just went flying in. And yeah, that is a booking. You can't argue with that.
Had it been the other way round, you lose your first two, win your first two, but
that's what City often done in the past.
Here is Ishafano with his first involvement. Plays it back to Coyle. Coyle could be 5. It is 5 from Lewis Coyle. He took a touch inside, and with a really clever chip finish over the grounded Ryan Clark. An awful afternoon for our City has got even worse. On 89 minutes, it's Oxford City 5, Bath City 1. Sari picks it up over on the right-hand side. Gehring gets a header away, but only towards the edge of the box. Smith's got time to clear. He's miscontrolled it, and Richards can't fully get it away. It's now Powell. He tries to bend one, then Clark just watches it whistle past his right-hand post back to Gehring, and that's the final action of this game. The former Oxford City man kicks the ball away in anger because Bath City have been completely torn apart in this second half. It all started so well for Jerry Gill's men, who took the lead through Elliot Freer on 27 minutes with a guided finish and Tom Smith's hanging ball, but from then on it was all Oxford City. They got the leveller on 33 when Harvey Bradbury bundled in from close range with strong appeals to handball, wasn't given. Second for Oxford City was a fortunate one. Josh Ashby's hanging cross on the touchline, around 5 yards or so from the byline, so a really extraordinary finish it was, looped over Ryan Clark. The second half, Dan Matsuzaka made it 3 with a close range finish, sliding in his second goal of the season. Harvey Bradbury got his second and Oxford's 4th on the hour when lovely dinked ball from Ashby on the byline, and Bradbury again a close range finish. Bath City lost Eddie Jones, who picked up 2 yellow cards in the space of 14 minutes. The second one looked harsh to me, but in all honesty it made no difference to the outcome. Oxford City added a 5th in the closing minutes through Lewis Coyle, and that really just made the afternoon even worse of our City fans walking past now with long faces. The ones stayed behind to applaud the players. Joe Gilhers and gives them a clap as well, but he won't be applauding his players in the changing room because that second half was one-way traffic. So for myself, Michael and Bob, it's finished at Oxford City 5, Bath City 1, and we'll be back on Saturday.